Welcome back to Seat Time. This is the Moto Tassinari reed cage out of my Sherco. Yes, that's my Sherco right there. Post Black Buffalo National Enduro. It was a mutter. I needed to give it a good cleaning. I'm still having a little bit of power delivery issues there in the top end. Checked out the reeds. Definitely can see some lights. I'm gonna attempt to replace these reeds. Don't judge me too much, but let's get to this. There is no better day than a rainy day to work on your motorcycle. When you order your reed replacement kit, it should come with a fun little thing that you can press into this reed cage, the VForce4. This one did not come with it, so we're gonna get a little medieval on this bad boy. So I guess judge me accordingly, but you don't come to Seat Time for professionalism, you come to Seat Time for learning, education, and entertainment. Okay, so I don't have a toothpick or anything. That'd probably be a little bit better thing to use. But in the long run, for that guy, we're just going to take those off of the outside. You can see the little tabs there on the outside get kind of pressed in here on this guy. So that's kind of what you're knocking out. So when you put these on here and press it back together, we'll make sure that those tabs sit there, and that is what holds the outside reeds on. I'll show you in a second what holds the inside reeds on. Boom, so outside reeds are off. Not gonna be able to reuse those. So you can see there's a trench here, and in that trench is the two pieces that hold these guys on there. And to give you an idea of what, this is one of those, right? And so we're gonna pull this guy out. They say to use a flat blade screwdriver to kind of like pry in there and come off. I don't have one of those. That's small enough, so I'm gonna use this pick, try to get in there and push it off that way. Best way to try to show you guys without screwing anything up too much, I guess. Whoa, okay, that shot out pretty stinking good. Probably not at the speed I would have actually appreciated or liked, but here we are. There we go. So I used my thumb this time to kind of keep that guy from shooting out. And now I can kind of control a little bit more. And a pair of pliers around somewhere. Now we can control it. Yay! Maybe. Now, you can see that there's a little trough on here, and that trough is, again, what's going to go over the holes that we see here on the pieces that are there on the back. So let's get these guys off. Boom. Okay, now nothing too crazy here. So we've got one of the old ones and one of the old ones here. So now what we'll do, we'll get out our new ones. Now this little piece of paper is very handy because what they're trying to tell you is you want to make sure that the curves go flat up against this so that it eventually is trying to push in. So when it tightens up, it flattens there and covers up a little bit more. So let's see if I can not screw that up. Yeah, it's a good way to tell. It looks like that, but the thing is these are going to go on the inside, and they need to press up against that. I actually need the curves going against each other in this regard. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll drop those bad boys in there, into the middle, and get them on either side of each other. Now, again, we've got these tabs, and there's 4 tabs on each side down there, so we need to get those tabs on there and then press this guy in so that this little trench here slides across those tabs.
I like that. I'm gonna do one at a time. It's like pushing up against the other side. Kind of scares me a little bit. Okay, so I just got that screwdriver in there and kind of turned it just a little bit and it pried it over. I'm going to try that again. And then now, of course, I don't like the fact that it's going to be pushing up against the other reed, the other petal. Part of me wonders, though, if by putting this in, when they're in that spot, if it actually, like, puts them in the spot that they're supposed to be. So I'm going to try that with this guy. I've got it angled just a little bit, but that's just to get it in there. So now I can push it down and try to see if that seats those guys. Oh yeah, that was the way to do it for sure. So I didn't need to worry about getting the petals on the cage. I just needed to get that guy in there to push it across. Okay, so fingers crossed that does the same thing on this other side. So again, we'll kind of put it in at an angle. On the top, push it down. Now, of course, it looks like this side is up against the cage, but this side isn't. So I'm going to pull these back out, and it looks like when I put this guy in there, I didn't put the curved side correctly on there. And that's just my fault because I was moving fast and didn't check it plenty enough. And of course, the fear of screwing these brand new holders in place up is high. Okay, pull it out, doesn't look like it's mucked up. Here we go. Okay, so now we'll take, that one's good, but this one that was off. Drop it in. And we'll try, well, we won't really try to press on this time here. We'll see if we can use these like I did that second time. Try to get us mounted. Yeah, that seems to be doing the trick. Yep, you can hear it kind of, those petals kind of clipping in on the case. Now we can see that both of those are flat up against there. We'll get these edges. Once they're pushed in. Okay, so now those are in there. So now what we're going to do is get these bad boys on there. Boop. Oh, wait a minute. I did it again. I didn't check the curve. Like that. Oh. Now right now, everything looks like it's where it's supposed to be on that. So what we're going to do, when I took this off, one of the things I noticed is that these numbers here were on the right when these numbers were at the top. So let me make sure that I put it back in there because you can tell it's off-centered. So that's, so for me, yep, numbers at the top, numbers on the right there. Again, I don't have the awesome little piece. We're gonna get a little people. Not awesome, not fun, but where we're at. Okay, so that's getting in there. Alright. I think when you tighten this up too, it would get just a little bit more going on there. So, I'm gonna look at this thing up at the light, but right now you can see that we're sitting there flush and everything is pushing up against the cage. I really just need to make sure that holding it up to the light that there's no light coming through, or that it's at least really minimal. We'll see.
It looks like there's a little bit of light, but it's a lot more even than it was before. And you could tell that some of the reeds had a lot of like light spots on them, so you could see light coming through in a lot of different areas, and there was a bigger gap there at the back. So hopefully that's good. We'll get this thing back on there. If you've got any questions about that, obviously ask me. Quick video just showing you guys what I'm working on here in the garage. Of course, I want you guys to enjoy getting seat time, and if I don't get a chance to see you on the trail, I'll see you on the internet. I'm hoping that I'm back on the trail soon. I guess we'll see. Enjoy getting seat time, everybody.